And I'm joined by my fellow old buck in Morro.
Happy birthday, Shaz.
Thanks very much, bro.
It was this week.
It was. I'm older now.
You are older.
I'm a 36-year-old in a basement.
You're catching up on me.
After getting a Just Incredible original ECW figure.
That looked awesome.
It wasn't a present. I bought it myself.
Yeah, good.
Class. From Ireland as well. To go along with my in the package also, Tommy Dreamer that I bought from Germany there a while ago.
Two of them in the package.
Two in the packet, and then I have a few Lucy's.
Top class.
A few Lucy's.
Top class.
Anyone else? Would you like to see a wrestling figure kind of fucking podcast? Maybe you would.
Yeah. Well, I used to collect them back in the day.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, I had a really rare Dusty Rhodes one. My mother gave it to charity.
Dusty Road, baby, American Dream.
We were moving house, and she decided to clear out my childhood and give my Dusty Rhodes one.
Here, why aren't you booking Dusty's? You're not a wrestler in.
No, he's not a wrestler.
No?
No, he's down as a a colour commentator, and his stats are fucking dreadful.
Yeah, you took him off. He got a bicycle.
Yeah, so I just have to take him off.
Yeah. Just can't follow that dreadfulness of a show. Your show.
It was fucking awesome.
So bad.
Oh, it's so good. Like, you're just pissed off. You're one of these critics who, when you don't get exactly what you want, it's considered bad.
No, you don't have any.
I want to focus
good storytelling ability.
The Miracle Violence Connection. I'm trying to tell you a story.
Yeah, but you had the Freebirds lose to the Rock and Roll
You
Express.
didn't finish the episode.
Show,
No,
it
wasn't. It was on the first TV show of the cycle.
Bullshit.
Watch it back. You don't pay attention to the book and then you give out about it. Is that what's going on here?
Lots of messages coming in regards to that. You can refer to that on your fucking shit show. and also All Elite Morro. Do you like the way I changed the name of your title? It wasn't TEX. I changed it to TEW 9 episode 5.
What did I?
You had it down as TEX.
Oh, did I? I'm a dumbass.
Tex.
Yeah.
And then someone actually wrote and said it.
Did they?
Yeah. Tex 9? What happened to Tex whatever? What is Bill Watts doing?
I just misread that. I thought he said TEW 9.
No, you had it down as Tex.
I'm a dumbass.
By All Elite Morro.
Also, my original thumbnail that I uploaded had episode 4 on it as well. I noticed it 10 minutes before release.
Oh, how's All Elite Morro going?
Good, yeah. Big numbers this week.
Was it?
Yeah.
You're catching up, are you?
Yeah, catching up. My new podcast, 1 week. Might be 2.
You didn't even beat us, though.
Well, you counted the 8th day for your one.
No, I didn't. I counted it was a Monday to Monday. You didn't actually end up beating us.
I don't know, on the demo, I think I
You didn't beat yourself.
I think I bet you in the demo.
No, you didn't. With the watch time, man. It's all about the watch time.
I checked the demo. Mine was a younger skewing audience.
Yeah, it's strange. AEW Dynamite Turn 6 did better than...
Some prick has gone in and gave us a thumbs down on like our last 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's probably so.
I don't care.
It's so.
I was on a roll of 100% likes.
No, it's probably me.
It probably fucking was you.
There's a new hype feature as well.
I don't know what that is.
I was told Brian Maxwell, he's hyping us up. So if you want to hype us up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Few messages in regards to some of the clips that we put up. It has been confirmed that your Tony Khan, what he doesn't get right clip has been liked by Ricochet.
Hey!
King Ricochet himself.
King Ricochet.
If you go into the likes, you'll see that King Ricochet liked one of our videos, and it was one where you said Tony Khan doesn't follow through on getting people over.
Yeah.
He gets them over, does the hard part, doesn't follow through.
Sometimes.
And Ricochet liked that. But he's with the Gates of Agony boys now, aren't they? What are they called?
The terrible name, The Demand or something.
Yeah.
Shit name.
Okay, sorry Ricochet
But
if you're watching.
Ricochet and I love Gates of Agony.
That's you. Talking about following through, a lot of people that didn't follow through on their call up to NXT.
A lot of people didn't follow through.
And that's what we're talking about today. Black and gold, baby. Terrible segue.
You really struggled with that. Doesn't that like you?
Man, that's because I've been doing the radio show on my own the past week. Normally it's a double-hander.
I noticed that.
Did OTT Insider
Yeah.
just before this, and now I'm here. After doing Elite Squad training last night.
What's Elite Squad?
It's for the elites.
There was a deadly Brazilian film called Elite Squad back in the day.
That's what I was doing. I was doing mad training there last night. Actually, a few comments. Do you want to get to them in our AEW video?
Yeah.
We get lots of comments on it.
It's deadly.
I had to put Jay and Silent Bob on in the background while I was working today from Run the Analyst.
Good man.
Andrew Murphy, love me some All Elite Morro. No, forget about that. And TW booking, but Christ's sake, my speakers get blown out of it when an ad comes on. The volume is so high to compensate for Whispering Bob himself. Well, I wouldn't say you have it sorted quite yet. I think you do though now.
I do know. Andrew's comment spurred me into action.
You got a little spurred.
So I went on to a streamer and...
you explained it on All Elite Morro. We don't need to hear it here.
I don't remember.
I think Stardust and Kevin Owens were both in the WrestleMania 32 ladder match. That was a great shout. They actually were. That's coming from Kings of Kings 3624. Remember, we were trying to discover like where did that friendship come about. I know that Kevin Owens was quite close to Death, baby. But... yeah, they were in the ladder match anyway. He goes, but he does say a lot of the 30s WrestleManias merged together, which is something that we've said.
We've said that. Yeah.
Which was Vince's plan, hence getting rid of the numbers, which is something that we also alluded to, but we didn't quite correlate the two of them together. Perk Angle. Great episode, lads. AEW is far from perfect, but it reignited my love for watching wrestling. So for that, I will always have its back. For such a young company to have some of the programs, matches, and shows they have had is incredibly impressive. Some of the best ever in only 6 short years. Marked out. Great video as always, lads. Only wrestling podcasts I listen to weekly. Thank you very much, sir.
Marked out, legend.
Could listen to you talk shite about wrestling all day. Would love a TNA themed episode down the line. And I said, we're definitely going to cross the line soon. Neil XCA, cover photo on this is class, lads. Good chat. To hell with the parameters. But what are they?
What are the parameters to that?
There's no parameters. To dig this Dynamite episode out and give it a watch. He's never seen it. Let us know what you thought of it.
So weird looking back.
Yeah, a show on the best worst gimmicks would be fun to listen to. We're going to do that when Johnny Morris is here.
Yeah.
That man is an encyclopedia. Oshie McCarthy, problem with tag team ladder matches is they're a lost art. As Christian said in the Chris Van Vliet interview, the whole point of them is you have to work your way up, which means there should always be at least 2 people going for the titles, whereas they're just convoluted spot fests now. Yes. Speaking of Chris Van Vliet, there's a clip of his interview with JD McDonough, and I appear in it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was there when they came down to the school. Brian Maxwell just goes, the parameters! And Andrew Murphy Gresham, as always, AEW's run hasn't been perfect, but it's been the best promotion in the world for most of its lifetime. Blessed antidote to the excruciatingly woeful WWE at times. Not that WWE is much better now, admittedly.
Yeah, I think WWE had a good run in the middle of all that, in fairness.
Well, if we're talking about WWE, NXT is part of WWE, and they had a fucking tremendous run. We're talking about Black and Gold era. That was a better segue, right? That was such a better segue.
Good segue.
Thank you very much. We've put it out there, right? We've asked you, before we get into our thoughts and memories on the NXT Black and Gold era. Friends of the show, always getting in touch. Marno Mac from the 5 Marks podcast, 2016 to 2019 era of NXT was untouchable. Go check out the 5 Marks podcast. They have some very fun, interesting stuff if you want more Irish wrestling podcasts, or just wrestling podcasts, or just podcasts in general. Evan O'Rafferty, hopefully your wrestling trend's going well, Evan. The Undisputed Era really thought I was looking at the future of WWE. D. Meehan 501's response was my first exposure to a lot of great talent that at the time put most of the main roster to shame. Marked out, the TakeOver shows always delivered, always banger matches, was WWE's version of Ring of Honor. Claire Flood, they destroyed it. Bayley versus Sasha and Sami versus Shinsuke were works of art I never watch now. Over on Twitter then, Michelle O'Brien, she responded to us talking about, lasting memories or the impact of NXT. She says, it's what got me back into wrestling. It was the only show I watched weekly. We were spoiled with talent, but having the women to be the stars of the show, though their talent in the ring was a real highlight for me. Through their talent in the ring was a real highlight for me. Also loved the focus on tag team wrestling. Nakamura versus Zayn is one of the best matches I've seen. I also love the Undisputed Era. I dipped after they left and haven't gone back. AEW gives me similar vibes, so I watch bits and pieces of that.
Nice, lots of responses.
Lots of responses. Thank you very much for reaching out, and we get a buzz off it.
100%.
Yeah, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
We would be chatting about it anyway, but it's really nice to know that some of the stuff that we're talking about is resonating with people.
Yes,
and I'm actually preferring that stuff and putting stuff on YouTube. You might have noticed that the clips are I'm not putting them up like every day now. I know that's a good way to grow the podcast, but also I'm kind of like, fuck, no, I like the community that we have.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, like just talking on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun, and you know we'll find an audience someday. I think we do some good stuff, and we have some good stuff on the horizon. We'll find if.
And also, a lot of our stuff is evergreen. You could just dip back into any episode.
Yeah, but then that's why we stopped doing review shows, because they're not really,
evergreen.
They're
No,
not really that evergreen.
If people don't listen to them that week, what's the point?
Yeah, it's kind of like a time capsule, though. If you like in a few years, it's
Yeah, and
vintage.
like that's one of the reasons I started doing All Elite Morro. I know it's not evergreen content, but it was like this can be our outlet of reviews and stuff like that, without us having to clog up this part with.
Yeah. But yeah, NXT Black and Gold era. I remember the WWE Network, when that first was conceptualized, I was so excited because they had the TV channel for a while. They were talking about that. But I used to always go on like the FCW website or the NXT website and look at the developmental, because OVW, you know, that's where Brock Lesnar came from, that's where Shelton Benjamin came from, John Cena, Batista. So there was always an interest in who was going to step up. And when the WWE Network were coming out, and they held the first live event on the network, was an NXT show. I think it was Neville and Bo Dallas in a ladder match. I think
Was that their rematch?
It could have been a rematch, but it was a ladder match. And then you had Cesaro and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, a great match.
Yeah, like I had to sign up. I did the VPN.
Oh yeah.
Initially, and it was a fucking bastard to try and work on the PlayStation, but I had the VPN, so I could get I got the WWE Network in Ireland before it was released in Ireland.
Yeah.
But that just, it felt like a super indie.
It was a super indie. Yeah. I would totally classify it as a super indie.
And we weren't even really in the Black and Gold era here of what people would.
Well, yeah, I suppose what would you classify as the Black and Gold era? I actually think from then until...
You're looking at 2014 then.
Yeah, around 2014 to... You could probably stretch it to about 2021.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
But it had like, if we just want to talk about, like, the glory days, you know?
Yeah.
Then, 2017, 18? Like, I've probably some controversial takes on it. I don't really like the Undisputed era of NXT.
Why?
I felt like their main event style had become so patterned at that stage. Everything felt very
I liked
samey.
Red Dragon.
I liked their performances in it.
I like the tag team more so than I like Adam Cole.
And I don't like, and I felt like at that stage we'd gotten too long of the Gargano Ciampa saga.
Yeah, that's towards the latter end.
Yeah.
Right. So like the initial excitement of NXT and TakeOver, where you were seeing a performer like Neville for the first time.
For the first time.
Like, unless, like, you know, you would have been following English Indies or whatever and you got to see Pac, like, you're getting to see Neville pretty much for the first time. I remember being a big hype about Bo Dallas at the time. And he never really stood out to me because he didn't have the indie kind of factor.
Yeah.
Because I was like a mark. So I was like, oh, Sami Zayn, that's El Generico. I know who that is. Oh, Cesaro's Claudio Castagnoli. I know who that is. I felt that was really cool. And then you had like Charlotte and Natalia going up against each other, and like it's so crazy. Even then, I wasn't interested in Natalia, but when she was in NXT, I kind of was, because you had Rick on one side and you had Brett on the other side.
Yeah.
It was really it was really cool. It felt it felt like a super indie.
Yeah.
In comparison to what WWE were doing, it didn't have that exact gloss and everything.
It was. When I was thinking about this today, because we like always, we decide this on the day, our topic more or less, and I was trying to think, like, how do I describe the feeling of it? And because it was the feeling of it that drew so many to it as a counterbalance to the main roster and the glossiness and the overproduction and the shit booking of the main roster. It was gritty. It had, like, you were down in Full Sail. There wasn't this LED shit everywhere. The wrestling was fast paced and hard hitting.
Characters were fleshed out.
It It was a total departure in a weekly episodic thing that we had access to than what we had gotten for years at this stage.
Yeah. Plus, it was also like characters were getting a chance to actually like flesh out their characters, because by the time they got to WWE, like you look at the Wyatt family, you know, they obviously had a decent run, but like, you know, the Wyatt family or characters like the Wyatt family, they mightn't always be successful when they get to WWE. You look at Adam Rose, for an example. Like, he was quite hot in NXT.
Yeah, he had a period
by the time
there,
he got to WWE, it was like, oh, cool, the Rosebuds, and then it didn't last that long, and the shine went, and he was in the Jobber Squad or the B Team or whatever the fuck they were called. They were like the Outcasts or something like that. And you were just going, oh no, that worked in NXT. It was fun in NXT. And that brings up an interesting topic. Because Triple H got a lot of praise during that time. But he was catering, this was the argument, he was catering to a very specific type of fan. It was the fans in Full Sail that are going to pop for anything. And it was also the indie wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And they're completely different. This is why it hasn't necessarily translated over maybe to the main roster, or why a lot of wrestlers didn't translate over to the main roster.
Yeah, because the style of matches they were having was definitely catering to the indie fan. But I suppose there's a few things there. It's also like Vince looks at a lot of these guys and just doesn't see money in them. So he's like, I don't care about them. So like these guys get super hot in NXT and then get called up.
Like I couldn't believe what they did to the Ascension.
I know, because the Ascension were hot.
They were fucking class in NXT.
Yeah.
They were cool. Connor and
Remember
Victor.
when they killed Too Cool in NXT?
It was amazing.
That was so good.
They were like, and it was going into the main roster that was crying out for like good tag team wrestlers.
Good tag team wrestlers. But you know who else you could put in that thing as well is the Vaudevillains.
The Vaudevillains, yeah.
The thing about them was they had an undertone in NXT of, yeah, they were kind of goofy, but they were also kind of badass.
Yeah.
And then when they went to the main roster, it was like, these are just utter goofballs.
Yeah.
You know, Vince just has no nuance whatsoever. And it was like totally like, oh, just do the stereotype. It's the easiest way to relate to whatever dumbass is watching our show. Because Vince thought dumb people watch wrestling.
Yeah, but like he'd always, in my mind, this is what Vince did. He always gave you the most basic version of the wrestler and then tried to flesh him out. So you look at Kane. He comes initially, he's a monster that can't speak. Then they give him a voice box. Then he can speak now. Then they take off the mask. And now, like, he becomes evidently more human and therefore somewhat empathetic as the years go on. Whereas we kind of already went on that journey with people because we were exposed to the development.
Like they had to,
which I always found quite hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's right. Let's just get into it. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Like, how many times has their story been fucking told now? Ring of Honor,
it's insane.
NXT, and then WWE. So they have to retell pretty much that story in WWE. But we've already been through because we're fucking the hardcores that are watching NXT, you know? So, like, that's an issue as well.
Is that we're getting like repetition?
Not necessarily repetition, but like we are exposed to these really good stories in NXT that by the time you can't recreate them on the main roster,
Yeah, true.
you're literally just retelling the same fucking story. So you could so it's not really developmental.
It was never developmental.
It was initially,
But not Black and Gold. Black and Gold era was never.
no, but like it kind of was because you had.
Who were they developing? Like that's you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like when they got to the main roster, that's different. Like because like what happened with them on the main roster, that's different. But like it these guys were being brought in and shown the way of television wrestling, which is so much different than actual just wrestling in a wrestling ring.
I know they don't like developmental is or should be kind of what it's been for the last few years, even though I think current NXT might be the worst television wrestling show in the history of the fucking business. It's that bad. I'm talking right now.
Anymore,
it's so bad. like, I've watched maybe 2 episodes in the last 2 months because I just sometimes think it's hilarious. Like, it's bad funny, like, but it is more developmental. Like, when you're signing all the best indie talent from around the world.
But this goes back to our killing the indies thing. Because when you're signing them, and then you have another company that's signing them.
Now there's none left.
Now you have to generate them yourself. So that's what, like, it's just the cyclical cycle of things.
Yeah, and also they weren't just signing indie talent. Like, they were signing Bálor and Nakamura, and like, these are guys who did loads of televised wrestling.
Yeah, but WWE wrestling is very much different. Like, I was shown a set.
It's not real wrestling.
But I was shown a set of like top 10 rules that developmental people have. I was shown that, and I was like, oh fuck, okay. No clotheslines on your comeback, and no back elbows on your comeback, and that kind of stuff. Like, these are
Why is that? Why?
Because everyone does them, so you have to try and make yourself stand out.
But nobody stands out because all the match formulas are the exact same anyway.
But that's
those notes should be to the fucking agents.
If the match formulas are the same, you have to find a way to make it stand out. I've said it to you before that
throw a badass elbow then.
But I said it to you before that you could give people 5 moves. You can have 5 matches and give them 5 moves. And you should, in theory, have 5 completely different matches.
Yeah, but I know, I totally get you. I understand. And, like, you're right in what you're saying. However, here's the thing. When you watch a WWE match, they all look the fucking same anyway.
Not necessarily.
They do. It's just so...
Everyone's hitting a spear. But,
yeah, that's what...
Like, I was invested in characters like Bull Dempsey.
Mm.
In NXT.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed him. He was fun. Like, Baron Corbin, the initial Baron Corbin was...
I actually thought, like, initially, I was like, this Baron Corbin guy is okay. I remember, like, he had was it a match with Ty Dillinger that I really liked? And then...
He had a good run with Bull Dempsey, actually.
Yeah, and then he got to the main roster, and I was like, oh...
Yeah, but he gets to the main roster, and Vince is like, yeah, cut your hair.
Do your 3 moves. Yeah.
But there was a bit of depth to him. I remember, like, quite enjoying peripheral characters. Like, Sylvester Lefort, he was fun.
Like, there was, obviously you had, like, if you go through the main event eras of, like, you go, Neville and Bo Dallas into Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, into Balor and Joe, into, what was that?
Kenta was there.
Kenta was knocking around there, into, what came after Balor and Joe? That have been...
Aleister Black, Heath Lee.
There was something in between that. Oh, Nakamura and Andrade into Gargano.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Yeah, and then, see, it's when we got to that Drew McIntyre stage where I was like, this is starting to feel repetitive for me.
Yeah, because every big name star that they brought in was going to become the champion.
Yeah.
And then move on.
And, like, I was like, okay... But, like, for me, like, I absolutely... It was the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens stuff where I was like, this is what I've been missing in my wrestling.
Like, when Kevin Owens absolutely creased Juice Robinson, broke his nose in his debut. And then came out and powerbombed Sami Zayn.
On the apron.
I can't remember a time... in my adult life, at least, that I was that invested in watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So I'd start watching I'd watch NXT. I wouldn't watch Raw, wouldn't watch SmackDown. They weren't on the network. It was the easy
most accessible in Ireland. Yeah.
But I remember, like, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
I have to watch this week. What? There's a fucking Irish people are now coming in, like in Finn Bálor and Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
What? She used to go out with a lad from Kilkenny that I played soccer with, and now she's there, and now she's in NXT.
Yeah.
This fucking nuts.
It was mental.
It was cool, like.
It was very cool. And, like, then, you know, the Sami and Kevin Owens thing gripped me so much. And, like, from then, like, I was like, I am now a mega fan of the... And I knew nothing about... Well, I knew a little bit about, like, El Generico and Kevin Owens, but I went back and, like, fucking searched for everything I could related to those two after the Kevin Owens apron powerbomb spot. And then, like,
Sami had just won the title and stuff, hadn't he?
Yeah, that was the match Sami won the title in, and then Kevin Owens beats him at the next pay-per-view. Well, yeah, I suppose pay-per-view for the title. And it was like, oh, they just, like, built up Sami winning the title, and now he's lost it already to this piece of shit heel. Like, I was just... And, like, Kevin Owens then went on such a great run on the show.
Yeah, like, by the time he got to the main roster... he was still NXT World Champion.
He debuts against Cena on the main roster.
And he was feuding with Bálor. He was feuding with Cena. He was feuding with Alex Riley. I think he was feuding with Sami. And there was like, did he fuck up Hideo Itami?
Oh yeah,
Remember,
the shoulder.
like in the and I was like, that's fucking class wrestling to me.
Yeah, that's deadly. Like.
This is like, oh, you can have more than one enemy. You know what I mean?
Because that's real life.
That's real life, especially for such an asshole.
Especially when you're a shithead. Yeah.
I remember getting like WWE 2K maybe 15, 16, and they were like, oh, you get to go to NXT and you get to like work your way up. And like that really excited me. That was the big selling point. The game sucked balls.
Of course it did.
It was crap. It was so slow. The fucking loading screens.
It was 2K.
Oh, but they're really... What's the... Iron my bollocks?
They ironed your bollocks,
They iron my bollocks. They do. Like, I even see the new 2K game is up on the PlayStation Store, and I'm like, no.
I think that's their last one with 2K.
No, it's not.
I heard they're going to EA.
Well, Saudi Arabia have after buying EA.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Any games that you like on EA?
No.
I think if WWE go to EA are just so, like, FIFA is just...
Hey, how many years... What's the over-under on years before Saudi buy WWE off TKO?
Do you think that's happening now?
Yeah.
Next 10 years?
Oh, yeah, next 10 years, yeah. I was thinking like 4.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. Makes perfect
Why
sense.
do they want everything? Just to have it. Running out of oil?
Oh, they're running out of oil. Everyone's running out of oil, but they have about 100 years of oil left.
So that's why they're buying up all this.
Yes, you see what they're doing, like all their mega projects and all. It's all to develop other industries. Their investment in AI is just absolutely bonkers. And that's one of the reasons they're buying EA. It's all part of this bigger tech strategy. And Abu Dhabi are doing the same thing right next door to them. And so they're both pumping insane levels of money into tech. Now, what Saudi, the way their geopolitical shit differs is Saudi are 20 years behind Abu Dhabi and Dubai. They already have the tourism thing, so they don't need to be buying WrestleMania. They have the fucking climax of the Formula 1 season. They have boxing events as well, and they have the deal with UFC. They still have that deal runs for another 5 years or something. Whereas Saudi now needs to catch up with Dubai and Abu Dhabi on tourism. So their strategy seems more aggressive to us. But in the tech sphere, it's Saudi and Abu Dhabi who are like trying to buy up fucking everything.
Bought Newcastle.
And like that. And see, like Saudi were slow to react because what year was it Abu Dhabi bought Man City? 2009 or something? 2008?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Qatar,
see how far
Qatar are involved in like
PSG
and stuff, yeah.
So like Abu Dhabi and Qatar now, because they're smaller countries as well.
Saudi Arabia getting the World Cup
2032.
Yeah.
So their strategy is investment, and what they really need is investment coming back in a few years' time.
That's what they're getting towards. Okay.
Yeah, so like something to them like buying WWE, and I think eventually TKO wouldn't mind taking WWE off the books.
Oh yeah,
because of the debt obligations and so on and so on. So I could definitely see Saudi, the foreign investment fund there.
So taking it back to what we're talking about, like, do you think that NXT was a big women's revolution?
Yes,
kind of. It was the start of it, really.
Yeah, I think that's one of the kind of biggest legacies or impacts from
lasting impacts.
Yeah,
was Paige. She felt like a big deal when she got called up to the main roster.
Yeah.
She goes up against AJ Lee. But say if around the time Saudi had bought WWE, talk about a butterfly effect.
I know, yeah, that would never have happened.
Yeah.
But I think like you look at obviously, we're 10 years on now, just in August there, from the Sasha Bayley Brooklyn match.
That was one of that I legit had tears in my eyes watching that.
That was just like perfect professional wrestling.
It's one of the,
and also people forget their rematch a few months later in the Iron Woman match.
But it was, while the wrestling is good, it's the emotion that was in that
the moment as well.
It was
everything.
Bayley finally
winning
the, she was after going through the whole hugger era, and she, you know what I mean? She was never going to be good enough to be, and then she finally does it.
And Sasha was such a great heel in that whole thing as well. It was
brilliant.
And even the moment after the match with the 4 horsewomen, brilliant. And like, but that was like, I think like that moment is such. I know a lot of people will say maybe AJ Lee or Paige after that. After AJ Lee, but I think really,
like if you're really going, you could say Beth Phoenix, and like Beth Phoenix was like a wrestler in times when. I think it was the NXT. It was being treated.
The more important thing was
the main event of the pay per view.
How it was treated and the time it was given.
Yeah,
that was the true turning point. Yes, there were good wrestlers there. We're not saying there wasn't good wrestlers.
Like Lita and Trish, they main evented Raw. First ladies to main event Raw. But the sustained, lasting effect, like they walked so
Bayley and Sasha could run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like after that, in terms of like women's wrestling, it was off to the fucking races.
Yeah, like people like Alexa Bliss was coming about. She started off in a tag team with Buddy and Murphy.
Blake and Murphy. Yeah. That was kind of they were another underrated tag team that were in there.
I remember being so shocked when they won the titles. I was like, what the fuck?
Who did they beat? The Ascension?
I don't know. It was off the cuff. I was like, no way are they going to...
Where did that come from? Yeah.
But they were a good tag team.
They were a good tag team. And
we got like the revival from it.
Like, and then, because the tag team thing to me was weird. It's like, because you had the Ascension. Yeah. And this is what I loved about NXT so much, was right. So, and this is why, you know, earlier when I said that the main event formula became too stale later on, it was that, do you remember when like Samoa Joe was in the main events against like Bálor and Kevin Owens and all these guys? They were like 15-minute, like, hard-hitting matches, and they were different than the 30-minute epics that came later. But also in the tag team division, they had a real variety there as well. So you had the Ascension era, right, where they were doing like pretty like short, explosive, hard-hitting matches. And then later on, when American Alpha and the Revival and DIY came in, we were getting epics, but it was like it wasn't always one style throughout the eras and the divisions.
Yeah.
And then, like, because after Bayley in the women's division, you had Asuka came in.
Ah, man.
And, like, Asuka just came in and started beating on bitches, like.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes! And it was so different from what we
got
got
after
before.
her, you had Ember Moon, Athena.
And then fucking Kyrie and Io.
And Shayna.
I thought Shayna, totally different style again.
But, like, you let's look at all those people. Once Asuka got called up, loses her, like, wins the Royal Rumble, class. Loses her.
Oh, don't say it.
Loses to Charlotte. Nakamura gets called up, wins the Royal Rumble. Has a fucking ball kicking contest with AJ Styles then for 3 months for the world title.
Worst feud of the last 10 years.
And then you're like,
what's the point in getting invested in them in NXT if this is what I'm going to have to watch?
And that's what it became.
Yeah.
It became like, why should I care now?
Why am I getting invested? Because you think originally, when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens came up, they were actually presented pretty well.
Yeah.
So that became the hope.
Same with Finn Bálor.
Same with Finn Bálor. Presented, like, pushed to the moon on arrival.
Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
It was quite good.
Oh, actually, can I tell the Samoa Joe story of him getting signed to NXT?
Yeah.
This is a fucking great story.
Too.
So Samoa Joe gets signed to NXT, right?
Yeah.
In May 2015 or something around that time. And he's originally signed on a non-exclusive contract. Did you know that?
Yeah, it was like James Stormshire. Remember when he came in for a bit, which was fun.
Great. And so Joe gets signed to a non-exclusive contract. And what I think he had said in an interview, or someone said in an interview, that Triple H says to him, yeah, we'll sign you to a non-exclusive. You don't have to come training. You're fucking Samoa Joe, like, you know. Yeah. So he wasn't coming down to the PC to train. They were just going to bring him in for a number of big matches. And then they made the announcement and they released the Samoa Joe merch. And the Samoa Joe merch sold out within like 2 days.
Class.
And Triple H just rings him up and go, actually, we're going to offer you more money and put you on an exclusive contract. And Joe was like, cool.
I remember when it happened though.
Yeah.
And like
the Joe one to me was mind blowing.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this is TNA crossing over. Like,
yeah.
You know, kind of like he was a TNA.
And I know he left TNA a little bit before that and he'd gone back to Ring of Honor and then he didn't.
Because you had the AJ just after appearing, didn't he, in WWE?
No, that was later. Yeah,
okay.
That was the following January.
It was Royal Rumble.
Yeah, January 2016,
so
I think.
Was it Joe? Was 2015? Was it?
Yeah, in middle of 2015. I think it was like May, June 2015.
Remember his entrance music sucked at the start.
Yeah, but then
it got class.
The second one was fucking deadly. Like, this is what I love about Samoa Joe so much, right? Samoa Joe, if you took Samoa Joe, right, and put him in any other era of wrestling,
he'd work.
Yeah. But in the 80s, if Vince saw Samoa Joe, he was main eventing against Hogan.
Yeah.
In the 90s, he would have put the company on Samoa Joe's back. In the early 2000s, he'd have put the company on Samoa Joe's back. The only time that where he wouldn't have done it was...
He wouldn't in 2000s.
No, maybe not 2000s. I'm wrong there. But 70s, 80s, 90s, he's putting the company on Samoa.
Even 90s?
I think the 90s as well.
I think he would have just had him as a head shrinker.
Maybe, he might have, maybe. But the thing about Joe is, no matter what, everywhere Joe went, everywhere,
he's successful.
He became a main eventer.
Yeah, but like you look at Joe was class for a while in TNA, but he did some shit stuff in TNA as well.
He had a few bad years there after.
He had that paint on his face and came out with a machete. And
yeah.
Like, meh.
But he had and then towards the end of his TNA run,
he's in main event mafia and shit. And you're like,
that's
no.
not like Joe's a killer. Like, just let him be a killer. But he always got to the main event of every company. Always.
Ended up doing it with Brock Lesnar.
Like, that was the most exciting thing to happen in years in WWE.
I liked his feud. I couldn't believe when he won the title off Balor. I couldn't believe when he won the title when he returned in like 2002. Remember he bet Killer Cross.
2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
What?
He got fired and now he's back. And
he got fired from the main roster.
Yeah.
And then...
No, but he was fired from WWE altogether.
Yeah. But he'd been on the main roster. Yeah. And then Triple H was like, get this guy back to NXT. He's still got fucking juice in the engine. Yeah. And I didn't realise how much juice he had. Because he came into AEW then was fucking awesome as well. Like,
yeah.
He's main eventing the next AEW pay-per-view as well.
They came from NXT.
Yeah, well, I was never a big fan of them. It wasn't my thing.
I liked their shtick. It was so telling how many people were kind of watching NXT in their debut. And everyone just spoke.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely became a third brand because of the love people had for it.
Yeah. Do you think, Joe, that, like, this is what I would have liked to have known, and I guess we'll never know. Joe, when it was at its hottest, probably like around Brooklyn TakeOver 2 or something like that. I think they put like 15,000 in that building. Was that the weekend of SummerSlam?
Could have been,
yeah. I think it was. Yeah, it was August. Sure.
Was that when Liger showed up? Or was that 2015? Liger went up against Tyler Breeze.
I think that was the year before.
Okay. Which was cool as well. You're bringing in Liger for a one-shot.
Bringing in Liger. Like, unbelievable. And then I would have loved to have known, had they run a takeover in that time period, not on the weekend of one of their major shows,
how they would have done,
what they could have sold. Because I think they could have done 10,000 plus.
Do you think Vince was jealous?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because all the critical acclaim was gone to Triple. Like, the whole NXT Black and Gold era, one of the things that, like, almost, it's not even a sideshow to it, it's almost central to it. It was like the biggest rehab of the Triple H brand ever.
It was, yeah.
Because he was despised. Like, people were fucking sick shit of him. You know? He was still wrestling. Like, what was it?
WrestleMania 32, he goes up against
Roman Reigns. Was that 2014?
I think so, yeah.
Like, while this is going on.
The Authority and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
And, like, people were so sick shit of him. And then by 2016, when NXT really got humming, like, not just critically, because, like, the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens era of it, like, it was really critically acclaimed, but it hadn't broken out of the bubble yet.
Yeah.
Like, and even, I don't know, did the Samoa Joe Finn Bálor thing, did that really break out of the bubble? Or was it a little bit after that?
I think Kevin Owens, maybe Nakamura.
I think Nakamura,
Nakamura and Zayn.
Yeah,
when Nakamura
I think that might have been it. Because, like, the thing I've always read was Samoa Joe was, like, the biggest star they had in terms of, like, the metrics of, like, merchandise and all that kind of stuff in that period until Nakamura came. And then Nakamura blew that
let's
shit
talk
out
about the
of wall.
CFOs. Like, the music that they made for, like, Balor, Kevin Owens, Nakamura. Do you know what Nakamura they originally were giving him?
What?
Glorious.
That's one of the best theme tunes ever for Bobby Roode. It suits him
unbelievable.
perfect. Yeah.
And, like, you know, Bobby Roode wasn't like an independent wrestler style. He was more akin to like a WWE style.
Yeah.
But that fucking entrance, man.
That made him.
I used to play Shinsuke Nakamura song on repeat in my gaff, and my mates would be going fucking mad.
Yeah,
and I'd be doing all this and what they contribute, and like even NXT, like playing metal.
Yeah.
You know, playing rock songs associated with it. They're not playing fucking Flow Rider. They're not playing, you know, The Weeknd now for all the WrestleManias. It's like, no, you're playing your rock songs.
Fiend.
But you're playing rock songs and stuff. It made it was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool. It was wrestling designed for lads like me.
It was wrestling designed for adults.
Yeah. But that, like, they'll never sell out 100,000 seater though, would they?
Who
NXT?
gives a shit?
They do though, because they're...
Oh, now
business,
they do. Yeah. But like, that thing was like making money at the time. Like,
You think so?
For 15,000 people in an arena every
I
3
don't know
months.
though. Like, I might have been...
weekly.
Because they had full sell.
Look, the thing about it
had
is,
full sell.
was NXT operating at a profit by itself? Probably not. But like, it's a developmental. It's not like the fact
You
that,
said earlier it wasn't a developmental.
because there is a developmental element to it. Because there's a whole PC there of 90 fucking gymnasts training. They're not getting on TakeOver and they're barely getting on TV. But I remember reading at one stage, right? You had the roster that was on TV and on the TakeOvers. They had another 90 people training there on top of that.
Yeah.
So like that's probably draining the fucking resources. You have 90 sets of wages of people.
Yeah, well, like that's where NXT kind of became a problem, is that like you were bringing in these fucking bona fide wrestling stars. Like Drew McIntyre was already on your main roster.
Yeah.
You're bringing him down to your developmental league.
In
like
some
that's
ways.
knocking some people back.
Oh, some people are go back to catering there, dude. Drew McIntyre's here. Like, they should have just debuted Nakamura on the main roster.
Like even Matt Riddle. Even
like you go to that era, Matt Riddle, Ricochet, fucking
Alistair Black,
Keith
Lee.
Yeah.
Like these are all
Like
guys
Keith
that
Lee had a 5-star match in fucking
against Donovan
Dijak, and then he's shipped in, and Dijak tells that story about him doing front rolls after the PWG Bola match with Keith Lee. The next morning he's doing front rolls. Was it Dewey told that story there or someone?
It wasn't me.
Someone we know, or maybe I heard
it on the podcast.
Maybe, but I thought he told it to people when he was at OTT last year. Whereas, like, he just signed with
WWE, had his commitments, had that banger of a match, and then
he had to fly out from LA to Florida, and the next morning he was in doing front rolls in a fucking wrestling class. Like, it's so funny, like. But yeah, like, where did it go? Are we at?
No, we're not, because we didn't like. There was a formulaic part to it because it was inevitable that they weren't going to stay there.
Yes,
so like they're always going to move on. So
the churn.
Yeah, so it was almost like a territory thing. Someone would come in and it'd be hot for a while and then it'd move on.
Look,
but a lot of stuff I think was quite telegraphed. Going, no, that person's going to the main roster, so this person's going to win the title. Yeah,
that did hurt it sometimes.
Yeah.
It kind of hurt your emotional investment in a main event.
There were some cool things happening around it though, like because you had the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, that wasn't technically part
I know,
of
but it kind of was.
Like
it was in Full Sail, sure, wasn't it?
Felt like it was in that universe.
It was adjacent.
Well, like the Mae Young Classic is the Mae Young Classic. What was the final of that? Was that like EO versus Tony Storm? I think that was the final of that.
Right.
Like, imagine that's a dream match now. They're the two of the biggest stars in the world in women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And like, what was that, 2017, 2018 or something like that? All these years blend into one for me. My brain is fucking Scoobied, but like
NXT UK, like that their initial tournament and that Tyler Bate match.
What was it called? The Heritage Cup or something?
No, it was just the NXT UK for the NXT title. It was NXT.
What's the Heritage Cup?
It's a cup.
But there's a wrestling tournament. Who runs it?
It's not a tournament, is it? It's NXT are doing it.
Oh yeah.
There's a Heritage Cup.
Yeah.
But it's like a title. It's like a title. It's a cup.
Yeah.
I think it's under like specific rules.
Yeah, I think it's like rounds. Yeah.
But NXT UK. And you had a bit of a crossover there when like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate had that match at Chicago.
That's 2017.
And like Mustache Mountain was coming in. They won the tag titles.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you had stuff starting to cross over. Like Jordan Devlin was the fucking Cruiserweight champion. When, like, so I know what you're saying, the Cruiserweight Classic didn't really cross over, but it did because it became a title in NXT. Him and Santos Escobar had that ladder match.
That was awesome.
That was a great ladder match.
And like you said, the territory thing, and I think this is really an interesting topic of conversation because did it lull us into believing Triple H was a better booker than he was?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He knew, like, I remember reading it back then. He knew the audience that he was dickheads like us.
But you think he doesn't know his current audience?
It's a much broader audience than one.
I know, but I
don't understand how it's a broader audience. Like, that's why I'm not running a fucking wrestling
is
company.
fucking niche, like, you know.
Yeah, I know, but like, to me, it was good storytelling. So,
like, that's what I mean. Do you think if he just went in now tomorrow and was like, right, fuck it, I'm just getting back to my NXT style? I don't think the audience that they currently have would disappear. I think they'd fucking grow the audience.
Like, someone, Sam's on Wrestling came up on TikTok. A lot of people blame Triple H for the booking, whereas, you know, there's investors, shareholders, Saudi, TKO, all this to, like,
yeah, I
manage.
understand that, but it's still Triple H's fault. Like, he's the booker.
Yeah, but there's obviously there's parameters.
There is parameters, but like, he's not telling any interesting stories. 10 years ago, we've seen the man.
Like,
tell
I was even interested
stories.
in Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, I was like, by that stage,
I still liked him. He was still like, there was a good fucking 5-man for the North American title.
The initial ladder match for it. Yeah, that was very good.
I liked Lars Sullivan. He went up against even Malachi Black. I remember Malachi Black going for his finisher. What's the kick?
Whatever.
Blackened or whatever.
Yeah. Black Mass.
Yeah. And like completely missing him. Yeah. But I didn't care. I was like, that's okay.
Yeah. Look, watches happen. I never want to. I watched that Mad Dog Conley and Demas match the other night. There's about 3 botches in that. Still think it was one of the best matches I've seen in a couple of years.
Yeah.
You know, it was 10 minutes. And I watched Jerry Lawler versus Austin Idol cage hair versus hair match. Like, obviously they're 2 great workers. Like, there's like 4 botches in that.
Yeah, but
it didn't hurt the match one
old
bit.
wrestling is so funny. Like, Finn Bálor was saying when he went to America and he went to Irish Whip someone, they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, what? Like, he never learned how to do an Irish Whip by the time he got to, like, this is in his early days.
Yeah.
By the time he got to America, so they showed him how to do an Irish Whip. But like,
we're talking after New Japan.
No, before then. Like, he went to America.
I didn't know he went there before that. Yeah,
but like, it's funny because, you know, everyone does the Irish Whip the same way. But Terry Gordy just grab you by
he just
his
chuck you,
and he just chuck you.
Yeah,
which looks fucking great.
It looks better, and like, I think part of the problem sometimes I have with modern wrestling is
too polished.
It's too polished.
Yeah,
like Terry Gordy. Like, there's a guy. Will we ever have another Terry Gordy or Bruiser Brody? Can that even happen?
Yeah, Sheamus.
I know, but
he's kind of in that.
He's kind of polished.
He's kind of in that. Yeah, but you have to be somewhat polished.
I know, but like, just be Terry Gordy. Like, he's fucking so good. He's so good. Like,
I think a lot of lads are beating the shit out of each other nowadays on like independence and stuff.
Yeah, well, like Mad Dog Conley and Demas, they beat the absolute shit out of each other. And I was like, yes.
That's not the art, though.
I don't care. I don't care.
NXT TakeOver main events.
What's your favourite?
Andrade Gargano.
Same.
Yeah. Andrade Gargano. But so is Sasha and Bayley.
Yeah, fantastic. I think there was something about at the time when I haven't watched back Andrade Gargano in a long time.
At the time watching it live,
but when I watched it live, I was blown away.
Yeah,
blown away.
I like, it was one of those literal jumping out my seat.
Kind of
moments.
And because I did watch it back once, about 2 or 3 years, we'll say, after it happened.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I was even shocked when Andrade won the title.
Same.
I was like,
because his storyline was a really kind of weird one. You know, he was the playboy and he was going out drinking and he couldn't win, and then Selena starts managing him and he gets focused and then he just wins the title straight away. I'm like, I thought this storyline would have
Drew.
Who did Andrade be?
Yeah, there was a Drew. Or did he lose it to Drew?
I think he lost it to Drew.
I love it when like Drew McIntyre just shows up in the crowd, or
Matt
Riddle, like
Asuka showed up. Who did they put Asuka with? They put her with someone else to make sure she got a pop, like 2 legends, and she got a fucking pop on you.
It was great, like when when Adam Cole shows up.
Yeah, like, against Drew.
Yeah, the Undisputed ERA showed up that night, wasn't it? It was Red Dragon and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking cool. That was a
So
good ending
cool.
of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle showing up in the crowd, Keith Lee showing, like, yeah, you don't get that now. Like,
No.
like imagine, like,
But that's so particular to that time because, all like, other than maybe, and I don't know if you count ECW as a super indie.
yeah.
You kind of couldn't you? Like, I suppose, yeah, nobody was getting paid. So it's fairly indie.
But, like, yeah, like, there's nobody on the indies that, like, you couldn't have Effie just show up on SmackDown and be
I'd
like,
get a pop.
Effie, and then they'd cut to Kieran Culkin.
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Then they cut to fucking Guy Fieri. And they're like,
what the fuck is Effie doing there?
Yeah. But no one else would know who the fuck Effie was.
There'd be 80 people watching SmackDown who know who Effie
Yeah,
is.
like, who could you get now?
That would get a pop.
Yeah, that's not an AEW, like a free agent. Matt Cardona?
He'd get a pop, but he was there before.
Yeah.
I'm talking like someone who's never been there who's like an indie guy. Like, but is there any other period of time?
When indie wrestling was as hot.
Yeah.
No, but WWE killed it, and AEW.
Yeah. They both killed it because there's an arms race for talent.
Yeah.
Is there anyone now? Because they've probably been in a 6-man in AEW recently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No.
no, the answer is probably no.
Kenta.
I'm sure he's in Noah now.
Yeah.
I remember Kenta showing up. I know he got injured.
Hideo Itami.
Shit name as well.
It wasn't great. But I don't think he was that great in every ended up on like 205 Live.
Yeah, but no, he got fucked his shoulder. He's never been right since.
He's been presented right.
Yeah.
Like with Bullet Club and all that.
I thought his presentation with Bullet Club wasn't great. Like, he was never presented as Noah Killer Kenta. Like, you know, I don't know if NXT would have wanted him, like, breaking lads' faces with shoot boxes and kicks, you know what I mean? So, he's back in Noah now, and they're just trying to present him as an old man version of his old character, and I'm cool with that.
It was a great time in NXT. We probably didn't
so great.
We probably didn't delve into it.
But it's hard.
Like, remember Blue Pants?
Yeah, Blue Pants. Like,
Blue Pants was great.
But like, you think of, so we both agree, we both kind of basically had our same favourite match. Although, maybe it was Revival DIY.
Yeah, that was very good. Revival American Alpha.
That was great as well. I always preferred the DIY match because I just thought it was like this.
I really liked it. Was it Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher?
They had a great match.
In a cage.
And again, it was totally different. It was that variety thing.
Yeah.
I
remember being like, and even when we were going up against AEW, I was still kind of. It seemed to. I wasn't a big fan of fucking Karrion Kross anyway, and he becomes your world champion, and I was like, I was losing interest.
He
at that
was
stage.
the first world champion they had that didn't have the work rate cred. I felt.
Yeah. Well, since Bo Dallas.
Since Bo Dallas.
Even Bobby Roode, because he got a bit of that stick.
I know, but he made it fucking work. He had some great matches there.
Theme song. It's theme song.
But he had some great matches as well.
I was really hoping that we get a bit of beer money or something.
Yeah,
There was a bit
it
of talk
could
of
have
that,
happened.
wasn't there?
I think
James Storm just goes back to TNA after 2 weeks.
Well,
Like, remember they were doing things like the Dusty Tag Classic.
the Dusty Classic was so good.
Was it Finn Bálor and Joe won the first one?
And then Joe turned on him afterwards.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. And then did Finn and Hideo Itami win one?
No, I don't think so.
What am I thinking of Finn and Hideo Itami? Yeah, but Finn and Joe won the first one, and then Joe turned on.
Oh, I think that was it was Finn's first match. It was a tag with Hideo.
That sounds right. Hideo Itami had like a mystery partner type situation. It was Finn Bálor.
I really liked Danny Burch and was it Wani Larkin or
Only Larkin. They were such a unique tag team as well.
they were just kind of thrown together. I thought Danny Burch is fairly underrated.
Really good wrestler. Really good wrestler.
Former Martin Stone. But yeah, kind of dropped off then. Even like I didn't get a lot of the Gunther stuff in NXT, and
I got some of it, but like at that stage,
and then it becomes NXT 2.0, and at that stage I'm like,
Triple H has gone at that stage.
Has a heart attack.
Who did Vince send down originally? Was it Bruce Pritchard? I think.
Yeah.
That wasn't like
They just changed the whole aesthetic of it.
Yeah,
like
and
made
now,
it a proper developmental. I suppose.
Yeah, look, I understand that you want to use it as a developmental and get more developmental talent on it, and it became a kind of a policy within WWE around that time as well, that they were actually shying away from signing indie guys and trying to build guys from scratch.
Yeah, but they're probably not wrong. Like, you look at Braun Breaker. You know,
I know, but I think their hit rate on building people from scratch is outrageously low. When you consider,
but like John Cena is pretty much built from scratch, even though he did like
he did some
UPW
indies,
back-
yeah.
But he's pretty much still
Pretty much built from scratch. But they're
Brock.
who?
Brock. Batista,
Yeah, but like I think they're with the likes of Brock, who has
Roman.
the amateur wrestling background.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Like they're still built from scratch. Like
Yeah, but like
they're getting in athletes. So Roman.
I know, but what I'm talking about hit rate is there's 100 people there at a time.
Yeah.
Fuck all of them make it.
Yeah, I know. But that's the same with wrestlers. There's about
Maybe, yeah.
about
But
10,000
I
wrestlers.
think you increase your chances. Like, do you think, in the grand scheme of things, considering how Roman Reigns' career has gone, do you think if WWE gave the same time and energy to Kevin Owens, that he wouldn't be as big a star as Roman Reigns ever was?
Yeah, I do. I agree. A lot of his aesthetic as well.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Still fucking a big, like, redneck Jack, like, charisma fucking machine.
He's the biggest star they ever had, and it was not what Vince never tried build that type of star again.
He was still Jack, though.
I know, but he wasn't he wasn't the most jacked guy in the company at the time.
Brachus.
Like there was loads of more jacked guys there. I just think if like you gave that time, promotion, and energy to, I'm just picking Kevin Owens because, as you know, I love Kevin Owens.
So do I.
And you know, I think there's probably a few other guys that had they gotten the promotion push that Roman Reigns had got, and the time and the patience and the amount of WrestleMania main events, that they could have been a bigger star.
Velveteen Dream,
around the same.
he's someone who could have been a massive star.
Yeah, but he is a pest.
Who
So,
else?
you know, fuck
Like,
that guy.
Did we do it justice?
Today's podcast?
Yeah.
No, God, no, absolutely not. Why did it fall apart, Shane? Where did it all go wrong?
Trying to maybe go up against AEW.
That was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea. The lack of follow up for some wrestlers.
On the main roster,
So
I think that hurt perception.
Why would you invest in these guys when you go to the main roster?
The reason for a lot of the great cool thing in the early days about watching NXT was I'm getting to see the next big stars, and then after years of being conditioned when they come to the main roster, they're not actually the next big stars. They're just getting treated like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Not in most cases. Then you're like, well, why am I going to like devote my time to getting attached to?
Because I'm just inevitably going to be pissed off when they're misused.
Exactly.
And then obviously Vince is changing over to NXT 2.0. They're just like,
Yeah, but that was that.
But like
was
in
the
fairness,
detonate.
it was on the downward spiral for me then. 'cause
It was already, yeah.
AEW was my weekly wrestling fix
Yeah,
then
yeah.
at that stage, and that's
And
how
like-
fickle we are as fans.
I know, but at that stage as well, I think another problem is what I kind of alluded to earlier, where the main event scene had stagnated for the first time, and it had become repetitive. So AEW seemed fresher as a result.
Yeah,
And then what you got was they started to hotshot things like you do when you're in a ratings war, and bringing in Finn Bálor and bringing down Samoa Joe, you know.
I actually liked Finn's run when he went back.
I did like it, but it's kind of indicative of we need to treat it different to get it ratings, and then, you know, to put Becky Lynch on shows to go against AEW, and so it became this thing of like, well,
Where's the Undertaker?
what is it? Did they have the Undertaker? Did they have the Undertaker on one? Did they?
Came down, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It became a thing of like,
I'm not tuning in to NXT to see the fucking Undertaker. Like,
yeah, why would I know he's not having a
I'm
match.
tuning in to see William Regal go War Games.
Yeah, well, they did some great War Games matches
They
too.
did some
in
great
fairness.
stuff with William Regal.
William Regal, like, I love William Regal.
Yeah. Let's know what you thought. NXT, Black and Gold. Did we do it justice? Not a fucking hope. But
No, we
came
didn't do
down-
it justice, but we tried to condense 10 years into like an hour there.
We came down and we had a chat
About wrestling.
amongst friends.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Who do you think are the biggest indie stars that could pop a crowd in this day and age? Is there anyone? Are we overlooking someone? Put it in the comments. Like, subscribe, share,
Yeah. Like, subscribe, share, hype.
hype. Hit the hype button. Don't know what it is,
Who's
but it's a button.
Who was the hype bro? Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona.
And the other lad.
Zack Ryder.
No, Zack Ryder is
Is
Matt
Matt
Cardona.
Cardona. The other guy, Heath Slater.
No.
Uh,
Fuck. He had a weird name. He's like an agent now. Someone's screaming at the screen. What was his fucking name?
Write it in the comments down below.
No, I know his name, and when I read it, I'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" He won. He was with that fucking American footballer guy.
Huh?
Remember?
Gronk. Matuidi. Dean Matuidi's his real name.
Dean Matuidi's Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley.
Fuck Mojo Rawley. Yeah.
Is it Matuidi or Muhadi? I'm not sure. Something. Yeah.
Here, look, this has been the Wrestling Fan, the Wrestling Show. Thanks very much. I'm going to go home to my missus. I've been on the fucking go for the past 12 hours.
I'm going home. I'm going to record some Total Extreme Morro.
Oh, I hope we get sacked.
Never get
Monday,
sacked.
you're going to have All Elite Morro. Wednesdays, Total Extreme Morro. New Insider out as well, which you can see on this page because we're collaborating.
Collaborators now.
Collaborator on YouTube. So you don't have to go to a different YouTube channel. You can just see it in collaborations here. They're all titled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I was on the first few and then I stopped because
he doesn't have the work ethic. Good luck.